No, I'm leaving the key in the door. I'm going to live with my parents. I moved in with my brother in Iowa. I'm leaving, whatever the reason is. Oh, yeah. Oh, we should open up the houses.
Yeah, let's open them up.
Please send me in your houses. I'm going to show you guys something I'm into. I found a building that's pretty short today. I'm not taking it that seriously. I know what this is. I have two things. I was supposed to go look at another house. It's on the market for $1,175,000. I'll show you the house first. This is a residential, which you're used to, and then I'll show you a commercial building that I'm looking to. Just so, listen, I got time. I got a little time. The market's falling, I swear. There's some indicators coming down. I think it's coming down right now as we speak. The house I went to go look at today was a straight up foreclosure that sold in 17. A foreclosure in a yuppie neighborhood. That means it's coming down. Just throwing that out there. What I think it really was people overextending themselves in... They bought a house in 17, realized they had some equity, grabbed the equity, the payment went up too high, they got a divorce, now the wheel and now the sticks and the spokes. I think anybody who bought a house in the last 24 months, from 18 to 36 months in that region, they just realized that they might have bought at the peak, they're paying a lot of money to live there, and any little misstep and they're broke. And I think that's going to scare a lot of people into fighting, divorce, etc. I saw a foreclosure today. Naples, Florida, which is an old area. There was a Naples, Florida, that's days on market. It's like 67 days on market. That was previously a hot area. I mean, Florida's been pretty boomy and hot. Not my cup of tea, but whatever. Just there's a glut of inventory down in Florida of, dime a dozen homes, which, again, you don't want to be buying that shit. But it doesn't go back up once you start to see it going down. I'll tell you that, guys. Like when you start seeing, it's just the tip of the iceberg. So if you can hold tight, if the property's not that rare and not going to sell, if it's kind of a dime a dozen piece, now is not the time to buy a house just to buy a house. It never really is, but now is definitely not the time. So now it's going to let the chips, first time to market houses that are selling because someone died or an estate. That's not what we're talking about. What I'm talking about is a house that's nice. You might have liked it, but some out of state paid too much for it. Now, they lost their job. They're going back to Minnesota with their tail between their legs. Those are the ones we're gonna keep around. But those are gonna take a little while to process. It's gonna be interesting to see what these guys do. But
we got Gage with the $25. Nick, snagged a 2.8 interest rate on my first house during the pandemic. Quickly realized I am not suburb material. Any suggestions on how to bear until I can afford to build something or cut my losses and move early?
You don't have to. You can kind of have a hybrid of both. If I had a low interest rate, right? You have a low interest rate, you bought the house, right? It's probably going to be able to rent out and not make profit, but just cut even, right? Even if it's a couple $600 a year, $1,000 a year, you probably get a good tenant. You might be able to break even, right? Put together how fast can you save money? Building. I'd wait on building for a bit. Building's out of control right now. I'm an existing bones guy. I'd even have to have my friend Kevin draw me up a scenario where we're and he's my pal, and we'll debate over this. And I think we honestly differ in opinion on that existing bones are better than new bones. And you'd have to draw me a math equation where I can't justify spending $300 a foot right now, soup to nuts, on anything based on the price of land and whatnot. I can't. Existing bones and reno is just more than most money's people's speed. But you'll be able to get out of there. If you ever want to get the out of there, you save a little pile and you start to find out where the fuck you want to go to, and buy a. What do you want to do? What do you want to do, man? You want to buy a camper and stick it on a piece of land? Go live in a campsite? You can live in a campground in an RV for a little while you figure it's not that weird. People do it. It's not that crazy. But you got to figure out where you want to go. Maybe buy a mountain bike camp for short money. Or a house in an area that's not near people. I get it. But if you don't like the house, good news is suburban homes rent pretty cheap, so I would probably just rent it and move on for a little while.
We got Osmosis Jones with the $20. Any advice for a couple of friends that started an LLC for properties? We're in Cali. You mentioned indicators in the market earlier today, and we were wondering how we can make the best out of our first venture. Got $250K.
Okay, I get it. So a couple of pals got some money together, and you want to start buying houses. I would just be buying a small that's downtrodden in areas where people are gonna. California's weird, man. I'm not there and I can't speak on it because I don't know what's really actually going on. I'd like to see some of the LA market prices because I looked out there for a little bit, so I kind of understand it. But 250 is not going to get you too far in LA market, but I'm sure that's not what we're talking about. The rest of California just got a huge jump, which I don't like. You guys have a huge price. Like your waves are crazy. Your foreclosure rates. Honestly, the way I would do that is I would start to talk to a bank rep. I would talk to local credit unions by the dozen. That's how I would do it. I would go to basically find a portfolio manager for some of the not private, but like small credit union lenders, and they're gonna have like lists of foreclosure lists and whatnot. I'd pay for good data out there. But as far as like flipping to get to market in California and this, it's really just. I don't like it. I don't like California, Arizona, Florida right now. I wouldn't be. I don't know. I don't like it at all. But here's what happens. Here's what happens when these things like start to fall. Basically, everybody sort of like gives up at once. I remember like when we used to see cars would come in and houses, people would just be foreclosing like en masse. Like, oh no, I'm leaving the key in the door. I'm going to live with my parents. I moved in with my brother in Iowa. I'm leaving. Whatever the reason is, banks get flooded with delinquencies, and then you have to basically get to the list of delinquencies. I'll find out how to do it. I'll find out what you can go indexing. You can go to town halls, and you can go to like small emerging towns and basically just start fishing around, bring donuts, start asking them things that are coming up for sale, tax sale, tax liens, fire sale, fire liens.
Note on this is living on the West Coast, making $200K. Should I buy this and become a landlord? Would rent to med students.
Why this? What I'm looking for is bathroom count. Rent to med students. If you have a plan you want to do, it's very boring. Ugh, it's very boring. Renting to med students, stable. But if they throw one party, you're going to be on. Renting to students inside a condo association or a homeowners association is not typically a good idea. So it can be absolutely no parties. And I used to do landscaping for like 15 different condo associations, and I used to have to go to board meetings when I was like younger, and I would like do the grass cutting for big places like this. The people who live in these things do not shut the up. They don't shut the up. It's like everybody gets to be a politician. So if you have any, like Janie in Unit 6 is a John, the blah, 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 they show up to meetings, they complain, they don't want to spend any money. As far as the units go, if it's a 3-bed and bath count, that's a positive bed and bath count. I like that. I don't think you're that far off. I think 3-bed, 3.5 bath is nice. I think you'll get a nice price for students. You could get like an upper crust, and you got med students. They're not going to party anyway. What are they going to do? Show off their Texas Instrument calculators? But as far as a price point, they're not gouging. But see the trades on these. You know, you guys, you want to see perfect things? I always say condos trade. Look at how small the trades are in this thing. Look how many times it's sold. It's sold in 05, 06, 08, 2010, 2013, 16, 17, 18, and now 23. And it's traded up like it's very, very modest increases. Like, look at these. I mean, not for nothing, but if I held a property for fucking 14 years and it only amassed like these sort of jumps in this market, I'd kill myself. This is why I don't get involved in this. And then the small month that you're going to make on top of it, like, sure, you know, you're going to take you're going to put whatever, you're going to put 5% down or whatever. You're going to put your, I can do my math, but I actually like to see it. Why not? You're going to put
2%
down.
down.
You're going to put 5% down. Yeah, so you're going to be paying $3,000 a month. Are you getting $1,000 a room? Sure you are. You're getting $1,200 a room. So you're going to make you're going to put down $15,000, and you're going to make back $300 a month. So as far as an overall like blockbuster real estate investment, it's just a slow 401k drip. with some possibilities of hairiness. But they're safe, but it's just very, very predictable uptick. And then in the market falls, these things fall back down, condos, because as you can see from the pictures, there's 9,000 of them. And not every situation is the same. Some people own them cash and they just need to get out of there. Some people gambled away all their money. So every situation is different. So when there's 100 houses that look exactly the same, your price can fall out. You can get gutted. And now if you want to sell it, now if you paid $275 or whatever, $250 for it, and they're worth $225, they're just not bringing the market, and there's just a ton, you're going to drop your price, and you're going to find a new bottom on these things. So as far as an investment style, buying condos and renting, my accountant did it, and he did okay with it, but he didn't make, like, he'll tell me straight up, all it did for him is he paid the mortgage down for 20 years, and now we just built up an equity gap. That's it. So it's not super exciting, but it works.